Hi there, writers. I'm going to talk a little bit about surprises. Isn't it fun to occasionally have a surprise, especially when it comes to the writing life? We just, work along from day to day and muddle through some of the issues, but then there's a nice little surprise. So that surprise happened to me actually began in December 2019 when I had this lovely little idea about writing about the women of Christmas. The women behind the scenes. We know about Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Elizabeth, and some of those women, but what about the innkeeper's wife? And what about Mary's mother? So I put together a little book. I mean, really, a little book. So it's only about, this thick. The Women of Christmas. And the book just sold like crazy. Women loved it. They loved the idea. They loved, I think, the size of it because it was smaller. And it was a Christmas gift for a lot of women. So since that did so well, I thought, okay, let's follow the success principle. If it works, keep doing it. So in 2020, for Easter week, I wrote The Women of Passion Week. So again, it was stories about women who were behind the scenes that we don't always hear about. And I used nonfiction techniques as well as fiction techniques. And again, the book just sold like crazy. So I thought, okay, I'm done with that series because I couldn't really think of any more, major holidays coming up. Then another surprise. I was sitting in Bible study one time. We were talking about the book of Genesis, and I discovered there were so many women hidden in the book of Genesis, actually in the entire Bible, that they're not mentioned as far as their names, their stories aren't told, and yet they are a part of the biblical history. So I started looking just through the book of Genesis, and I found 8 stories, 8 women who had been pretty much ignored before. And so I wrote The Invisible Women of Genesis with a different cover, a different idea. But again, women who are hidden behind the scenes that we have kind of ignored as far as talking about them, writing about them, thinking about them. So it was a lovely surprise. Now I had this little 3 bundle book of surprises. So my tip to you is whenever you get one of those little nudges about an idea, go for it. Work it up. Write it out. See what happens with it. Make it into a small little booklet. Doesn't take much effort. And put it out there in the world and see what happens. You might get a lovely surprise. But none of this will happen unless you actually keep writing. So do that. Do that, my dear friends. Keep writing because your words matter.